Okay, we're about to start our Lesson 1A notes, part of the Geometry Review packet. Today we're going to be focusing on 3 terms in geometry: point, line, and line segment. So I want to first begin by talking about how I want you to fill out your notes. So your job is to follow along with the video, and when I'm writing on the notes, you should write on your notes the exact same things that I'm writing. So we're going to start with the definition of a point. And hopefully you've heard about this in 3rd grade, because a point is an exact location in space. So let's write the word exact. So, for example, if I draw off here into my example area, I'm just going to put that dot there. That is a point on this part of my notes page. It's an exact location on my notes page. We label a point with a letter so that we can identify it among other points. So I'm going to let this be point A. I could go down here and draw another point. So I want you to draw another point and put point B. If you need to pause to catch up, please do so. When we read this specific location right here on a paper in space, or we see it on a piece of paper, we say point A. That's how we read it. Okay, let's go down a little bit. And let's talk about what a line is. A line is straight. So I'm going to insert a line right here. A line is straight, and it goes on forever, or we call that infinitely, in both directions. That's why it has a little arrow on this end and an arrow on this end. That shows me that that would continue forever. Label it by at least giving it 2 points. So here we have point A and point B. They don't have to be exactly at the end of the line. They could be in the middle. This line could even come longer. But we definitely want to give it 2 points to label it. But we need to make sure that it has the arrow on each end to show that it goes on forever. We read this as line A, B, and we write it like this, AB, and then we draw a symbol over the top of it that is the same length as the 2 letters, but it has arrows on the end, so it looks like a little line above that. So anytime you're working with geometry, if somebody writes this symbol like AC, and they put 2 arrows over it, you know they're talking about line AC. Let's go down to line segment. Pause if you need to catch up. A line segment is just part of a line. So, let's say I have this long line here. And let's label it, oops, let me go back to this. Let's label it A, C. I could have a line segment that is just part of the line, because part of the line connected by 2 endpoints is a line segment. So I have this end and this end. This would be my line segment that I'm talking about. This line segment has a definite beginning and a definite ending, because I know it only goes from here to here. It does not keep going. So a line segment is, you label it with letters at each end, like I did here, and here A and B, that's part of that line segment, and I would read it as line segment A, B. And we would show it by writing A, B next to each other, and then we just put the line on above it, but we don't put arrows. So this, as long as there are dots at each end, this is a line segment. This could be CD. Okay? So endpoints on the ends of a line segment and so we know they make the segment. But there's a special name for halfway through a line, and that is called the midpoint. So the midpoint is it's the middle point that's exactly halfway between the ends of the line segment. You would say that, and then you have to label it, F is the midpoint of line segment CD, because F is halfway between C and D. So midpoint's another term I want you to know. Now it's time to do the problem set. If you are asked to do so, please continue to the problem set video, making sure all of your notes are complete.